This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime.
Hello and welcome. A very special panel now with me, the founders of what's said to be India's largest free online learning platform. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Roman Saini and Himesh Singh, co-founders of Unacademy for the uninitiated. This is the free online learning platform portal for aspirants of some of India's most competitive exams, and also has tools for educators to use what's on offer here. Thanks again, Roman and Himesh, for taking our time to speak to us. Roman, first to you. You've given what the cynics would sort of raise their eyebrows at a quote saying that you're going to be replacing books in competitive exams very soon. Do you believe you're on the road to making that happen? Because India is going digital in every way. So why should education sort of be left far behind?
So I seriously believed I was preparing for my pre-medical entrance 10 years ago in 2006. Even then I realized there was absolutely zero online material available. Then I was preparing for my civil services. Even then it just started to get online. So those people who cannot come to so-called these coaching hubs like Kota for pre-medical or IIT preparation or Delhi for civil services preparation, 90% of Indians will never be able to go there because either they are too far away or they cannot just afford those services even if they live on those cities.
Right.
So the only way this physical infrastructure gap can be bridged, that can be through online education. That is the vision of Unacademy. So for everything should be online, like books, coachings, tuitions, all these are redundant, and these are the technologies of, let's say, past century, but this century will belong to only online education.
Right.
And we will try to overhaul comprehensively, substitute them hands down.
Right. You know, you make a very important point. Not everyone can go to these centers where you're at least assured of some sort of quality education. So the center really, in a sense, has to move to the students. But there are many, of course, who would still, in this kind of scenario, Roman, again, my question to you, there are many who would perhaps say, but, you know, we need to do so much in getting all of India online, getting all of India digital before we can really dream of such a scenario. How would you respond to that?
See, Government of India is doing a lot of initiatives when it comes to national optic fiber nets. They are doing at a village level also, they are providing a lot of internet connectivity. As of now, a lot of Indians can access internet on mobile phones. Approximately 30 crore of Indians have access to internet as of now, which is just 25% of the users. That is 300 million. This number is supposed to increase by 2020 to 500 million. So that will be a huge leap, because 200 million is a huge number, and by 2030 I presume approximately 700 to 800 million Indians will be having a very fast speed internet connection. People like Reliance Jio, 4G SIMs, all these are venturing out so that India can be connected, India can be united in the form of internet, and smartphones will play a huge role. And at that point you need content available online, because when these people will access smartphones, they will use services like WhatsApp, Facebook, etc. Sure, but there will be certain number of people who would want to enhance their skills, who would want to prepare for a competitive exam, who would want to learn a language, who would want to just know how to invest in a particular, invest their money. These are a lot of skills they would need to learn, and for that Unacademy will play a huge role in coming 5 to 10 years of their lives.
Right. Himesh, when we talk about the traditional system of education, say the brick and mortar institutions, the classroom, the traditional classroom, in that scenario, one has often, especially in recent years, heard a lot of sort of hand-wringing and chest beating around the fact that where are the teachers? How does one get access to good quality teachers? It's that teaching that has been in focus. Where are we going to get the educators from? How is that different in the online space?
So, right now in the offline space, there's a huge physical barrier that a teacher can only teach a classroom at a time. But when it comes to online, it's no longer a barrier. A content is created once. Let's say an educator creates a lesson. It's there online forever. It's not like it'll go away or something. You don't need to fix your time to study it or learn something. You can do it at your own pace. You can do it whenever you want to. So I think that's a huge advantage of moving things online rather than doing it the traditional way.
Right, and your educators, of course, have been the likes of Kiran Bedi, Tina Darby, the IAS topper from 2016. Kiran Bedi, of course, also not just India's first woman IPS officer, but also the governor of Puducherry. Did you have to do some convincing to get them on board, Roman?
No, see, these people, they've always wanted to share their information with the general public. But there was no platform, like people like Gaurav, Himesh, Sachin, me. So we came together and we provided this platform to those people. Now they just have to use our tools and create these lessons. So they always wanted to do that, but there was a bridge between what they wanted to do and what they could do. So that bridge will be bridged by Unacademy. As Himesh was saying, these educators, they are taking the same lecture 10 times, 20 times, but now they just create it once and that is there forever. Even if when they are not there in this physical world, that will be their legacy.
That's as far as educators are concerned. I want to now spend some time talking about the Indian student. What have you discovered? I want to ask you both about the Indian student, really, their ability to learn, then their hunger for knowledge, which has perhaps been an eye-opener or something that you'd like to share with us. Himesh first and then Roman.
Yeah. So we have seen tremendous, terrific response from our learners. They have been watching a lot of videos online from our platform. We have a range of topics, starting from test preparation to learning a new language to software development. We have you can learn how to make iOS apps. You can learn anything. So that is our goal, to get every topic that is there in the world that you can learn from Unacademy.
Roman, what is the one thing that you've sort of learnt about the Indian student here?
Yeah, so the most important point what I would like to make, which Gaurav Bansal, who is the CEO of our company, will agree with me, is that we wanted to provide these topics in vernacular languages. See, 96% of Indians, roughly speaking, will not be able to comprehend English.
Right.
But 50 to 60% of Indians know Hindi very well because it's their mother tongue. For me also, it's my mother tongue. So if somebody is teaching me in Hindi, that makes much more sense to me. And even if I am an English medium student, I would love if somebody can convey their messages, their thoughts, their communication in Hindi. For same goes with Punjabi, same goes with Tamil, Telugu, Urdu. So we are focusing a lot on vernacular content also.
Right, that's very interesting because we're coming at a time when the need for our system demands the need for everyone, by and large, to be fluent in English. We've seen the debate that's generating at our premier institutions, like say the IITs, where students are coming from vernacular backgrounds and need to make this great switch and are not sort of setting in comfortably right from the word go. Roman, how do you see that?
See, since we have a lot of colonial legacy, like Lord Macaulay, you must have heard about him. So the kind of education system which we have inherited, it is 150 years old. It has 3-tier system, vernacular, then Hindi and then English. That is how they designed it, and that is we have been following. But if you go to China, European countries like Italy, so even if you have to do higher education, you can do in your own language. You don't necessarily need to learn English for that.
Right.
So I think if you have a very strong vernacular background and if you have some basic knowledge of English, you should be able to do good in that. English is our lingua franca, which connects a lot of people in India. So yes, it is necessary. As of now, you have to learn basics of that, but your entire knowledge should not be dependent on the fact whether you know English or you don't know English. So that is where Unacademy comes in. That is Himesh always emphasized on the fact that we should go vernacular, we should have content in, there are 22 scheduled languages in India. So you don't even know the number of languages which we speak. Officially there are 22 languages. So content has to be in local language. If a 10-20-year-old kid, he is watching the videos, he would love if somebody is talking in his own language. He would love to listen. The engagement will be much more, and comprehension, retention will be much more than that.
Right, that of course is an important point. Now I want to ask Himesh and both of you, this is, as far as EdTech is concerned, it's becoming, there are several players, even if I was going to say it's becoming a cloistered space, but perhaps that's too strong. There are several players, there is enough competition in your space as well. What really, for a student, what differentiates one product from the other?
We are doing it differently in a way that we are not even using videos. We have invested in technology in a way that it takes 1/10 of the bandwidth, and it's, let's say if you were watching a video of 100 MB before, we can do it in 10 MBs. So
Sure.
it's very fast. It works on 2G. And when people are traveling from one place to other, they
Absolutely.
can, just watch videos.
The convenience
from
of
Unacademy.
it.
They can learn on the go. and
Right,
stuff
the
like that.
convenience of it, which is just so key, that you just make it so easy. Technology is accessible, it's making life so convenient, so why should education be left behind? But the parallels with, say, a Khan Academy, Roman, of course I'm sure that you've been asked this before, but the parallels with Khan Academy are there. I'm sure that given our numbers, there is room for everyone. Would you agree?
See, like there is as such no competition as such.
Sure.
Like Himesh talked about product technology. He's our CTO. So his vision will always be like, we want to be like WhatsApp, like 20 people creating an impact where millions, hundreds of millions are people getting benefited. That is the vision we share. As far as Khan Academy is concerned, like I respect what they do, but their basic philosophy is they will get 20 to 30 people and they will say that these are the best educators in the country.
Right.
And these are the one who will teach you everything. But our philosophy is that there are people like Tina Dabi, Kiran Bedi who have never taught before.
Sure.
But these are the best people who should be teaching. Like I never taught, and in my entire life I have never taught before 2014. But once I realized that, once I started teaching, people listened. So it's about those people who have never been teacher before in their life, but
Sure.
these are the best people.
Sure.
So there will be 200 educators as of now on Unacademy. There will be 2,000 later on.
Right.
So that will never be possible with any other startup. They are not empowering people.